Hello beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day, and today's video is going to be about makeup brands that are not cruelty free. So I get asked this question a lot and I never know how to answer it because people are just like, what brands aren't cruelty free? I'm like, that's a lot for me to type out in a comment. And sometimes people DM me pictures and like, is this cruelty free? Which is really weird because you could just Google it, I guess. But anyways, today we're going to start talking about brands that are not cruelty free. I'm just going to give you a big list. I separated them by high end, which is a ton, and then a couple that are drugstore, which are like big brands for drugstores. So today we're going to talk about it. I also have like a couple questions and concerns, so I guess we'll get to those first before we do the list. I'll also put the screen, have the names, because I'm not good at pronunciation of some of this stuff. But let's get started talking about the first thing I want to talk about. Is it's rough being cruelty free and a YouTuber. I feel like there's a lot of criticism. Like I made this stance on the internet. I said I'm cruelty free. It is what it is, and I love using cruelty free products. Don't get me wrong, but holy crap, if I use like a hair product I've already had, or like I'm cruelty free for makeup. I don't claim to be my 100% lifestyle cruelty free. I also don't claim to be vegan because I'm not. But people like take things to the extreme with their expectations when you're on the internet with a stance like this. So if I use like a body wash that isn't cruelty free, people lose it, and I get it. Like, you want everything should be cruelty free, I get it. But like some things you already have, and you know, you just acquire things. Or if like, I don't know, I'm out and I pick up like a hairspray and I didn't know it wasn't cruelty free or something, it's like a huge deal, and I get that. And I try to improve on everything, but I don't complain to be 100% lifestyle, everything, like, cruelty-free. Also, people expect that I don't buy, like, fast fashion. I get that's really bad, too. But, like, I'm kind of cheap. So I think the expectations when you put a stance on the internet are a lot higher than I ever expected it to be when I first did this. I just wanted cruelty-free makeup, and I don't like animal testing. And that's what I kind of just put my foot down. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to support these brands. And I told everybody not supporting these brands. And I still only buy cruelty-free makeup and products. And I've been trying to do my lifestyle too. I'm just saying it's a lot of pressure on the internet. A lot more than I thought when I first got into this. So I was really critical at first about like, why isn't everyone on YouTube cruelty-free? And I feel like it's great for people who like are Raw Beauty Christy and they're making the change, but they're not like claiming to be a cruelty-free channel yet. They're only showing things that are cruelty from their channel. I love that. I really think I should have done that with my channel. It's a lot less criticism that way. But I'm just saying, sometimes it stresses me out being a cruelty-free channel. Other than that, another question I have is, where does it end? Some people take the cruelty-free status to include the parent company, and a lot of cruelty-free brands are owned by parent companies that are not cruelty-free. For example, Too Faced is cruelty-free. They're not sold in China and all that stuff, so they are not tested on animals at all, but their parent company, Estee Lauder, does for their Estee Lauder brand. So some people take it to that point where they're like, okay, Too Faced isn't cruelty-free if they're owned by a parent company that isn't cruelty-free. I personally would rather give my money to Too Faced, who is a cruelty-free brand, rather than the Estee Lauder branch of it. You know what I'm saying? So they see their cruelty-free brand as doing better than their normal animal testing brand, if that makes any sense at all. So whereas people ask me all the time, is Kylie Cosmetics, because they're owned by Coty now, not going to be cruelty free? And the answer is, I don't know. Maybe they'll take the NARS route and send them to China, where Kylie will be sold in China. But as of right now, Kylie is still cruelty free. Unless Coty takes Kylie to the China market, they're still cruelty free. Like, Kylie's still cruelty free as far as I'm concerned for now. We'll see what they do and what they decide to do, but we'll see. Nextly, I don't know how people feel. I don't even know how I feel about it yet, but like, I've thought about it a couple times. How do people feel about when you're cruelty free buying something off, like, let's say Mercari or Poshmark, something where you're buying from someone else's closet, or like the Facebook Marketplace or whatever. You're buying from someone else who already bought it, and you're just giving them the money for the product. So let's say, because I really do want this product, it's a MAC foundation that I used to love before I was cruelty free, but I will not give my money to MAC. If I give it to someone else who's just cleaning it out of their closet and decided they weren't going to use it, is that okay? Because I feel like that's okay, because you're giving the money to like some random person who already had in their closet. They don't need it anymore. The money's already spent to MAC on their end. I feel like it's okay for you to buy it then. But then, like, people are going to question where you got it, I guess. I don't know. But that's one thing I always wonder, too. If you buy from TJ Maxx doesn't give the money directly to the brands. So the parent company sends the TJ Maxx products to TJ Maxx. and they give them like, let's say there's a $10 blush, they give them like $2, or they give them like $100 for like a lot of them, and TJ Maxx gets them and separates them wherever. Is that still considered buying non-cruelty free products? I don't know, because the money's still not going like directly to the brand, but like the brand's being paid to put them in the store. So I don't know how I feel about that either, but I would love to know your comments down below on how you feel about that, because I don't know personally. I feel like if it's not directly going to the brand, or you're not shopping in store like Sephora or something, I feel like it's not as bad. If you're buying from someone's like Poshmark closet and stuff, I don't really see an issue with it. I feel differently about TJ Maxx because I don't know how I feel about buying it from like TJ Maxx and discount store and stuff. I don't know how I feel about that. Because then you're giving money to TJ Maxx. They already spent the money on the product. So it's kind of like the Poshmark closet thing too, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into like the depth of the video, which is what you guys came here for, which is what brands are cruelty free and which ones are not. So let's go ahead and start off with drugstore. So for drugstore products that are not cruelty free, this includes major brands like L'Oreal and Maybelline. Also Revlon, Rimmel London, and Almay. So L'Oreal, Maybelline, Revlon, Rimmel London, and Almay are all drugstore products that are not cruelty free. So they are sold to the Chinese markets, but they're not. So the Chinese market thinks, people ask that in the comments too, I'm sure. If you are manufactured in China, you can sell to other countries like the United States and be cruelty free. You're not required to test on things being sold outside of the Chinese market. So Morphe is made in China, they're shipped over here, they're still cruelty free. You cannot, however, be made in America, like say Colourpop, and then be shipped to the Chinese market to be in stores and have to be, it's legally required for you to test on animals if you're going to a Chinese store from out of the country. So if you're made in China and you're sold in China, you're good. But if you are made somewhere else and shipped to China, that doesn't work. I know Kylie Cosmetics is sold online to China, but since it's not in a store, it's not required to be tested on animals by law. Now let's move on to high end, which is a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And most of these are like bougie, fancy brands anyways that I wouldn't buy from personally, but a couple of them are brands that I would purchase from if they were cruelty free. So let's get started with those. The first one is Benefit. Benefit brows. You go to Ulta, you have this huge pink like Benefit brow bar and stuff. It's not cruelty free. It's not cruelty free. They spend all their money taking people to like Maui for trips or whatever, and they do fancy influencer trips with Benefit. And probably using Chinese money for that because they're not cruelty free, they test on animals. Next up is Clinique and Lancome. Those also are big things in Ulta. I was actually offered like the Lancome prestige spot when I was working at Ulta, and I had to turn it down even though it's a good pay raise and it's like you're working in prestige because they're not cruelty free. But next up is Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever and NARS. So NARS used to be cruelty free, but they are now sold in the Chinese market when the parent company bought NARS. So both Makeup Forever and NARS I would purchase from if they were cruelty free. And also MAC. MAC has a huge section on their website that says they don't test on animals except for when required by law. And they're not testing on animals themselves, they're paying someone to test on animals for them to sell to the Chinese market. So MAC is not cruelty free, even if their website is very misleading. Next up we have some other brands like Chanel, Dior, Avon, Mary Kay, Tom Ford, YSL, Shiseido, I don't even know what that is, Burberry, La Mer, and Anna Sui. So those are a couple other brands that are not cruelty free. We also have brands like Bobbi Brown, the Sephora store brand. The Ulta store brand is cruelty free, but the Sephora store brand is not. We also have Glam Glow, Max Factor, which is mostly a European thing right now, Estee Lauder, and Guerlain, I don't know. It's the one with the bad shave range that time. But anyways, the brands that I just listed that I would probably buy from if they were cruelty free would be Bobbi Brown, Sephora brand, Glam Glow, NARS, and maybe Max Factor, because back in the day, they had this foundation stick. It was bomb, but you can't buy it anymore. So those are brands that are not cruelty free. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really think me listing this part of the video was really fast because that was the main point of this video, but I had a lot of questions, you know. I really just want to know how you guys feel about the cruelty free status. I'm glad that the last time I did one of these videos was probably about maybe a little more than 2 years ago. A couple other brands were in there that now have gone cruelty free, like CoverGirl. So things like that have changed. I'm very happy about it. Hopefully other things change, so because I really want to buy things from like Mac and NARS and Makeup for Forever, but I refuse to do so until they're cruelty free. So I don't know, you guys can let me know what you think down below. Please let me know a cruelty free brand you would buy from if you were cruelty free in the comment section down below. Also, I know a lot of people have an issue saying they're going cruelty free because, well, one, if you say it out loud, people are like vultures. But if you don't know, honestly, how I did it was I would just Google it while I was in the store. I was like, oh, this looks pretty. I'd pick up like a Tarte palette. Be like, oh, this looks pretty. And I would just click Tarte cruelty free into Google. And it would just say, yes, they are cruelty free. It pops up right away. Honestly, it's really easy. And that's the way to determine whether to buy it or not, in my opinion. It was the quickest way for me to learn what brands were cruelty free or not, is when I was shopping, I would go ahead and just like Google it. And I decluttered all my non-cruelty free products when I went cruelty free. But you guys don't have to do that. That's pretty extreme. I just wanted to focus on the brands I had that were cruelty free. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.